All right. Jay, thank you for joining us. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to ask you a little bit about your experience with working with myself and Diamond Equity Investments. And we can get started with what made you decide to sell your home in the first place, Jay?
Um, I got an assignment to Oklahoma, and so um, we already had a home um, in North Carolina as well that had renters in it,
Mhm.
and we didn't want to go down that road again. And so that was the driving force.
Understood, understood. Okay. And how does it feel now that the deal closed, Jay?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because everything came together for the assignment kind of last minute. Um, the way that everything sort of unfolded. So we had a concern about, just how that transition would go, how long it might take, all those things. So um, it's a big relief.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what made working with Diamond Equity, I guess, the best fit for you?
Really, it kind of ties into the timeline we were on. Um, the when we looked at if we went through an agent or something like that, we knew we were going to have to um, travel back and forth to take care of certain things, and just with all the different moving pieces, we said it's just not that wasn't going to be feasible. Or well, I guess anything's feasible, but we didn't want to do what
Right,
that was going to take, basically.
right, right. It sounds like you guys didn't want to have to travel back and forth to make sure this got done.
Right, that was a big part of it. And then timing and what money it would take and how long it would take us to get to that point, where we could get it finished. Just it was going to be a much longer timeline, and at the end of the day, not sure that financially it would have benefited us a whole lot to get to that point. So
Right, right. Okay. And is there, from your experience with working myself and Diamond Equity Investments, what kind of feedback would you have for us to improve our process?
we didn't really have any negative feedback to offer. I mean, you're you were always very responsive, um, explained everything clearly, made sure that we understood um, what the moving pieces were and the details were. Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty confident along the way, and any of the stuff that we did run into wasn't a function of you guys. It was a function of other people having, I don't know, questionable information. Um,
Right,
to
right.
say so any of that was not anything we had, any concerns about Diamond Equity or the service that you provided. It was more others that were involved,
Yeah,
that just didn't have good info.
absolutely, absolutely. And the gratitude goes both ways, Jay. Anytime that I needed something addressed, I'm not here calling you, asking you about your day. It's something business related. I feel that you did a very good job in being responsive as well. So the gratitude goes both ways, Jay. The last question I have for you here is, what would you say to someone that's considering selling their property?
Um, I'll I'll tell you just what I told a friend of mine, and I think I passed you, or let you know that I passed your information to
Right.
her. And I said, hey, if you are in a similar situation like we were, and in my friend's case, I knew it was similar in terms of timing and what they needed to do. I said, absolutely, I would go this route, that all the things I told you, responsive, informative, made it happen. So, um, yeah, I mean, there's some folks who can do what it takes when they're going to sell because they're not under, either time or um, amount of work to be done type pressure.
Right.
And, maybe for them, hey, take your time. Some people are wired, they do that for fun. They work on their house and, they do all that's not, that's not me. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I mean, that's what I told my friend. I said that I think when you want to get taken care of on a timeline that is beneficial to both parties and have a good experience, I would recommend they contact you guys because it was all very positive and really ideal for the situation we found ourselves in.
Absolutely, Jay. I thank you so much for your feedback, and it was a pleasure to be able to serve yourself and Veronica. And thank you for your service, your continued service as well, Jay. It makes this that much more important for us to be able to offer some level of service for yourself and Veronica. So with that, I thank you for your time, Jay, and wish you the best. If you need anything, you know where to find me.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. And best to
Uh,
you and yours as well.
Thank you, sir. You have a good one.
All right. Thanks. Bye bye.
Appreciate it. Bye bye.